You can watch us too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. Don't forget, we are coming to you live today from the University of Mississippi. We are bringing awareness to the CAST program. It's a national curriculum to provide students with a foundation for identifying and responding to child abuse. Again, tough topics, but yet so much good work going on in this space. And somebody who knows about that good work is Miss Andrea Sanders. She's the Commissioner of Mississippi Child Protection Services, and she joins us today to talk a little bit more. So, hey, Andrea, welcome back. Welcome back to Good Things.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
I am doing well. So when we talk about something like the CAST program, I just heard it put for the very first time as developing a workforce to help in the world of identifying and reducing child abuse. And I thought, man, that's such a good way to put it when you think about it in the broader sense. How important is it that you've got more professionals in all different arenas as a workforce out there looking to identify and then respond appropriately to maybe instances of child abuse from where you come from?
Oh, gosh, Rebecca, our workforce is literally everything. We do human work, and I can't really send in artificial intelligence or drones to do this work. It takes human beings, and it takes human beings with compassion who really want to help, but it also takes more than that. We are, it's messy. There's no right answer. Often we're looking for, an imperfect solution to an impossible problem. And so intentionally developing that workforce is critical because this work is not for everybody. Temperamentally, you've got to, really be prepared. So the CAST program, honestly, when I took this job, I knew I would need more well-qualified workers who would stay with me longer. And so one of my long-term goals was to put together some sort of certificate program that could be embedded in community colleges, in universities. And I sat down with Carla Ty, and she said, we've already got that. So, it was just one of those many gifts that I found in the early days that, really helped me start to solve a really, really complex problem. So we love the CAST program, and we love that it gives exposure to a wide variety of students to the difficult work that we are only one part of delivering.
Well, and I too hear Andrea thinking about the workforce, as being a dietitian or then knowing people like nurses or school nurses, and just in my own little field of like friends that I see that are on front lines with children, daycare workers, all these things. As I think about early education workers, even if you're going into school and you're looking to fill some of those hours and you don't know or think that you're going to end up as a social worker on front lines, solving the world's problems with child abuse, but you have that love for children and you may feel like you're going to wind up there. This seems like a no-brainer, Andrea, to kind of add to your resume or kind of get a peek too, because you may end up recognizing that you're being called to a further front line. It also helps to have all those other health or all those other professions have this kind of foresight to help you guys do y'all's job better. Is that making sense, kind of what I am trying to say, Andrea?
Absolutely. Rebecca, that's part of, I didn't say it very eloquently, but we're just a state agency that is a part of the solution to a very deep and sort of intimate problem. We're talking about families and people. And I said before, it's messy. There's not a right answer. So first of all, it takes all of us. It takes nurses. It takes teachers. It takes preschool teachers, not only to recognize abuse and neglect when it happens, but also to recognize when a family's vulnerable. Often if we can stop abuse before it happens by helping stabilize a family, the child's not, the trauma to the child, the trauma to the community is far less. So, the CAST program helps with identification, with exposure to issues in protecting children. But I would go a step further and say that, honestly, I think just about anyone who, is a citizen and graduating from a university or a college is it could benefit from this kind of coursework. It talks about children and child development, and even if we're not going to do that as a profession, you're going to come across children and families because that's the heartbeat of our entire community and our entire economy. So I just think it's a real win, and it's amazing that the Children's Advocacy Centers have been able to get the program in so many of our schools and universities.
And now it's just about getting the word out that it's an opportunity for students going in or for people who are looking to maybe further their education. I mean, what a great, again, I would say addition to whatever else that you are doing. Andrea, you've been on Good Things several times, and one thing that I always take away is we all have a piece to play in this, right? Like it's such a tough topic when you talk about child abuse. It's definitely not a good thing, but not talking about it or pretending like it's not happening or thinking they will take care of it, whoever they is, also isn't going to do a whole lot of, good whenever you think about the magnitude. So when we all think about where our place in it, we all have a piece of the puzzle is what I was trying to look at, try to find, Andrea.
And I think that you absolutely wrap that up with a bow. You said it better than I could have, but this job is bigger than me. The work is bigger than one agency or government in and of itself. It really does take all of us and a commitment to helping children and families have a better life and pull out of a cycle that's leading to continuous poverty and abuse, neglect. And so it absolutely speaks to the very nature of the problem that we would offer this to so many different disciplines. I think it's really exciting that it's being offered into law school at Ole Miss because, really the whole issue of protecting children from abuse and, if necessary, removing them from the custody of their parent, that's all an inherently legal issue. You don't want somebody coming to your house and taking your kids without you knowing what authority they have, why they're doing it, and having some sort of opportunity to go have your side of the story told, probably to be represented by an attorney. And so it's really exciting to me that we've got, we're looking broadly in this state at the number of disciplines and the types of disciplines that can really benefit from this educational offering.
Andrea, programs like this isn't going to end child abuse, but I think programs like this, again, going back to creating that workforce that can help Mississippi Child Protection Services have more of those good stories that gets you to the show often, right? Because there's always going to be a need, but then there's always a chance that there's more happy endings. And you guys get to do that as well. Y'all have a tough job, but there are days you get to celebrate small wins. What are some of those wins that are happening at Mississippi Child Protection Services that you wish more people knew about? Maybe not individual stories, but just, collectively that the good work is being done and families are being helped.
Oh, gosh, Rebecca, and I would tell you that more good stories happen than bad. We all get caught up in and focus on the bad because this is such high-risk work, and it's heart-wrenching when things don't go well for a child. But anywhere from a single mother having made it through substance abuse treatment and finding extended family who are willing to help her through our efforts and being able to get her children back after 18 months those are some of the most beautiful, heart-wrenching stories. If you ever go to an adoption ceremony, it's so beautiful to see people who are not blood kin to the child, but who love those children like their own. They're often, a lot of times we'll have adoption ceremonies where there are multiple siblings that are finally getting their forever home. And that's always a joy to witness. But then there are teenage kids who I sit down and listen to frequently. We actually just had a 2-night retreat down at Camp Leslie Pines with some of our older youth. and hearing their stories of resilience. And I always listen to them for, what do I need to know from you? What do we need to do better tomorrow than we did it today? And they have such wisdom to bring to the table. And many of them will say, no, foster care wasn't perfect, but it saved my life. If I hadn't.
Well, Andrea, we're going to have to get you in to share more of those stories, and maybe you could bring one of those along with you. Would love to meet and to keep talking about the good things. But I appreciate your time here today.
It's always good to talk to you, Rebecca. Thank you.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.